So, anyway, honestly, it's just really, really hot. It's like over 90, 100 degrees. I know in the summer months, and it's like kind of really hot over here. I don't really do anything that much in those months. Not really. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but I did go to the grocery and I got like one of these. It's called Strawberry Sensation. It's one of these like fruit teas. Now, normally I don't really like fruit teas, and I think most of them are pretty crappy. I did a whole entire thing talking about why like most store-bought is bad, why it's poison, why, and as well I talked about how the colleges and the public schools are brainwashing. I mean, how the whole entire education system is like just, well, evil. Anyway, I talked about that. I'm going to try to review this tea though too. I know as well I get a lot of criticism as well for sound effects. People as well don't like that I use sound effects in my videos, and some people think that it's annoying, and some people don't really like them. Okay, well, that's just my style. I like sound effects. I like adding things. I like doing all sorts of things. I'm like, whatever. And people don't like that. Okay, I don't really care anymore. Anyway, I'm gonna try this. That was pretty good. Strawberry tea. Well, I have had as well those other fruit teas. Now, some of them are really like perfumey and nasty, and I just don't like those ones. And other ones are like more natural. I like the ones that are more like natural tasting. This one I think is more natural tasting. It seems to be like a lot less artificial. So I don't mind. It is pretty good. This is nice. Anyway, talk about what I mentioned. Self-harm, right? Eating disorders. I struggle with those kind of things. Openly sort of talking about, I don't know, just myself. I'm like, I don't know, personal things. I think that's okay sometimes. We can talk about ourselves. I'm like open and honest about what I sort of deal with. Well, other people, they just close themselves off and they don't say anything, which I think is like very toxic, and that's not a good like mechanism. I did that, the whole shut yourself off and pretend to be something for a long while. And well, sometimes I still like tend to do it in front of my friends, but I think I've mostly like stopped doing that, and I've mostly like become much more open about myself and what I do. So, I'd rather be much more open anyways. I don't really feel like hiding much of anything anymore. I'm kind of like tired of it. I did that for like years and years, and that like did not like do anything and did not help anything, and in the end that's all just like very toxic, like self-destructive, just coping mechanism that's not going to lead you anywhere if you don't talk about it, and if you don't even tell anyone about it, and if you just all keep it to yourself like that, you're just going to implode, and you're just going to destroy yourself. Anyway, and I do not like watching people destroy themselves. I might have mentioned that in a much older video. Oh, was it the one about the toxic communities? Oh yeah, I don't even need to talk about it anymore. Why? I just left all of them. Yeah. It's all just like super toxic mechanisms. And as well, people who make videos, it's like that chick, for validation, and because you need stuff, and right, but all you get is like toxicity in response. And so that really kind of hurts you. So you go and you make more and more videos and things to sort of like sate that urge, but you still end up, well, going there. And then you have that sort of like self-destructive kind of cycle. You see, that's why you only do these sometimes. And you don't make it something you do almost every single day. And you don't you can get mad at people and not like them, but you don't rely on that for validation. You don't, do that kind of thing. And I don't really do that kind of thing that much anymore. I do these just because I want to do them. because I want to talk about things, not, you know, and I said, I'm not going to whore myself out for this. I know if I don't feel like it, then I don't feel like it. Okay? You know? So that's what I feel. And anyway, you know, all those people, most of those ones are just, well, really toxic, crazy people, or just like government accounts. Most of that community is just like infiltrated. And most of them are these days. So it's like, I don't really care about them anymore. You know what? Instead of trying to please a just toxic fan base and like nasty community and mean people who want to like threaten me and do things to me, why not appease, or actually not appease, why not, you know, try to just talk to people who care? And why not just talk to people who generally just want to just care? Why not do that instead of just trying, just feed this sort of toxicness? Does that make any sense? Now, that's just the start of this vlog. I'm going to talk about more things. The main thing I wanted to talk about, you guessed it, is programming. Programming meaning, you know, when they show things like in the media and stuff, and then later in advance it all becomes true. And you know that stuff. I'm going to talk about like how that all is like planned, and you know how that all the stuff is done on purpose. And just how evil this world is. And I said, you know, well, if the end times is true, and what the scripture says is true about the book of Revelation, which Raymond says is going to come soon, and, you know, it will be like the French Revolution, he said, and they're going to, like, start guillotining people and stuff. Well, and I'm like, what am I going to do? My possessions, my clothes, my friends, I might even lose my friends. I might not be able to talk to them anymore. What am I going to do if I lose everything? But at the same time, you know, I'm okay if I lose everything. You know what? This world is evil. Nothing in this world really means anything to me. Nothing. You know, I don't even care about this whole world anymore. It can die and go to ashes for all I care. I don't care about this freaking world. It's just so evil and so sick and disgusting that it makes me just want to vomit every time I breathe. Anyway, I said I don't like it when people say, oh, you need to go outside, you need to do this, you need blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes, I have done that stuff before, but that does not, like, fix anything, okay? I said I'm just having mostly problems with myself, and, like, my mother and some of my family is kind of, like, being kind of toxic and kind of crazy, and so I had to cut them off, and it was, like, a whole, like, fiasco, and that was, like, very stressful, okay? It's like, you don't know me at all. You don't, like, even know what I look like. So why are you just judging me? Okay, you know nothing about me at all. And you never try to get to know me, those people. So, okay. Well, screw you. Block, deleted, bot. I'm just done. I don't really care. I'm going to do my own thing, live my own life, do whatever. And not have people, like, constantly dictating, like, myself and what I do. And okay, do you understand that? So anyway, but I also want to talk a bit about predictive programming. And, you know, there are these, like, have you ever heard of this? These postcards from the early 1900s that had this, like, predictive programming stuff in them. And they had all this, like, envisions of this, like, future technology. And it's just super, super creepy. And as well, they had a thing where they had this electronic device, and it had your face, and it's somebody else's face. And you could, like, talk to them. This is back in, I think, 1911, 1910. This is over 100 years ago. And they had, like, stuff, like, with FaceTime. Like, I can show you. Yes, this is real. It's crazy. And they as well had stuff, like, predicting, like, future technology. And this, like, you know, this is real. It's just crazy. And, yes, and as well, I think it was in law 2000, or the vision of the future in the year 2000, which we are close to, by the way. Raymond said that we still are in the 1990s on the real calendar, and he said second coming will happen in the year 2000. So, right. So anyway, the year 2000, we are not in the year 2000 yet, but we're pretty close to it. On the real calendar, the fake calendar says that in 20s or 30s. That's not even a real date, he says. He says the actual year is somewhere like, well, in the 1990s. Yahweh's calendar and world's calendar is like different. He said something along those lines. I believe it. Anyway, right, and these predictions were all for the year 2000, which is pretty close. And they had like people like with wings. They had like these like these like robot wings, and they're like flying. And they as well had flying cars. And they had all this like really creepy stuff. And they had this thing where you could talk to other people through your FaceTime. And this is like over 100 years ago. They predicted all of this. And they as well had another thing with like their like rollerblading, or using like roller skates, and it's really super creepy. I saw that and I was like, what the hell? Like, holy... should I curse? Okay. Holy fuck. I was like super creeped out. It was so like creepy. Okay. And yeah, I asked Raymond, like, what the hell is this? How do they predict all this over 100 years ago in advance? Like, this is like insane. Okay, this is true that they did, but this is insane. They knew all about this over 100 years ago, and they like seem to have like bragged about it. And Raymond said that they got that from the angels, the fallen angels. He said it's like in secret like information from the angels. He said that fallen angels, they come to the earth and they like, well, they tell people things and they give like information, and he said that they come in like UFOs, and all the aliens, they're like fallen angels. And he said that's where they got like all this future technology from the angels. Okay. I know it's crazy, but you have to believe me. Okay. And if you don't, well then I guess you love lies. Well, all those people calling me those things, they like lies. Well, you pick and you choose, or you don't. Anyway, So, and he said as well that Satan is bragging. He said that Satan always brags about what he's going to do. And Satan is going to bring all this like crazy like technology when he comes soon. He's going to like try to deceive people. He said that this will be his last chance to deceive everyone. And he will deceive everyone like by using this technology. And he is going to bring all sorts of advanced, like off the planet, like crazy technology. Because, well, the angels, they have knowledge that mankind, we don't have. They have supernatural knowledge. And they are going to bring this supernatural knowledge to us. And they're going to start creating all this like technology. Okay, and when the fallen angels and when Satan come to the earth, he said that they're going to bring all this like technology to us. Okay, it sounds really crazy and creepy, and it really, I'm like, yeah, it kind of scares me. It's like really insane. And yeah, and as well, the predictions as well, they predicted as well people like, sorry, I'm trying to say this, but people living underwater cities, underwater boats that can go like underwater and like see like into things. So like submarines, they predicted this like over 100 years ago. And they also predicted like people like being able to live underwater and have like, underwater places, and being able to live like in remote like areas where like you're not supposed to be living, and also just crazy things they like predicted in these like postcards from over 100 years ago. And it was like, visions of the future, and it was something like that, or visions of the year 2000 and law 2000. You can look that up, Okay. And yeah, they like predicted all of this. And also they had one where they predicted like x-ray like screens, and it's really like creepy. It's like really bizarre. Like using x-ray to like see people through like walls and doors, and oh yeah, it's really like crazy stuff. Crazy like off the planet. Okay. Yeah. And they knew about this over 100 years ago, and they like bragged about it. Okay. And anyway, Raymond said that, this is all like Satan bragging. He said that Satan is bragging about like all that this technology that he's going to like create, about like what he's going to do. So, isn't that kind of disturbing, huh? Yeah. Anyway. Well, I am aware of that now. I'm aware of a lot of other things that I didn't really know. And as well, I looked up as well, in the 1950s and 60s, they also had these like really creepy like future predictions. And they also had, the same stuff as well with the flying cars and stuff. I said it's like really creepy. And as well, do you remember on the Jetsons? They had like that. And the Jetsons as well, they had like this machine where you could like, I don't know, put like stuff in it or any kind of thing. And it's like makes automated food. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it like instantly makes food. You can make like food out of like chemicals, or you can make like food out of like dust or soil. It's really like creepy stuff. It's kind of like Soylent Green, like very like Soylent Green-ish. Okay. And yeah, and that's what they want for us. Well, you remember that Soylent Green is people, so you probably shouldn't be eating that stuff. Okay, no, but you shouldn't. Anyway, honestly, yeah, I'm still like really depressed, and it's like, I don't know, just a lot of like problems I'm dealing with right now, and it's like really hard. And well, anyway, sometimes things are hard, but you sort of have to deal with them, so it's just how everything is. Anyway, I don't really deal with them that super healthily. I mean, I talked about, what is it? I don't know, I injure myself, I have other like problems with that, whatever. I don't do that often anymore. I've kind of mostly quit it, and I've like, but I mean, it's something I still like end up coming back to every once in a while. I don't know if I can ever really like quit it entirely. Sometimes you can't. Well, anyway, it's okay, I mean, sometimes it's not. But, anyway, I've been sort of like trying my best, and I'm trying to get like a little better. Maybe sometime, maybe a few months or so, maybe I won't do that anymore, and maybe I'll be a lot healthier. Or maybe I'll be in a much better state. And I don't know. To be honest, I think I am a little bit addicted to that, and I don't know if I can completely quit, because it's something that always has sort of made me feel like calm and euphoric and very sort of like, I don't know, I felt like better whenever I did it. Whenever you always sort of relieve yourself, right? I kind of did to do that. I don't know. Trying not to do that much anymore. Trying in general. It's really hard to try, and sometimes you can't. But sometimes I do it anyways. Well, try to be a little bit better, Anyway, I think maybe one day I won't have to stop, like, constantly doing that, and maybe I'll be, like, much better. But I don't know if that will ever really happen. Or, I don't know. I think about that. Well, Raymond says that, I will, like, soon, that I'll be born again and stuff, and he said something about, oh, well, you know, everything is going to be fixed and you'll, like, be fine. And really, like, every single thing. He said every single thing. He said that, like, God is going to do things. And I don't know. Raymond always said weird kind of things. I guess that's true then. I don't know. He says something always like that. God knows everything. Oh, Yahweh takes care of you. Yahweh will do everything for you. Yahweh will fix everything for you. Because you belong to Yahweh. You belong to God. You're one of God's chosen people. Now, that's very nice of Raymond to say. I guess I believe it.